the final tonight. And the best team in baseball wins it all in 2018.
For the first hit. Rutschman into right field. Down the line. A fair ball. Adley will turn first. Head for second. He's going to turn second. Go for third. Rutschman into third base standing. An extra base hit. His first hit in the major leagues. Welcome to the...
Those are long pitch innings, I think. Blister, that's what you wanted to make sure.
Here's a high fly ball into right. Back is Betts on the move. On the track. He's got catch by Mookie Betts.
Now, Clifford looking for a clean inning here in the seventh.
Hit well out to right center field. Jones still on the move, running out of room, and he makes it.
As always, I'm your host, Patrick Moran, and today we got kind of two topics for you. We have some AL award candidates and AL best throwback jersey for each team. So we'll be doing both of those in one episode, and then we'll do the NL next week. It'll be a little two-parter, kind of throwing it back, something that we did a little while ago more frequently. But before we get into all of that, Brendan, how are you this week? We just got back from vacation together recently.
Yeah, I'm good. That was a good time. But
Yeah.
school's almost starting up. I know. Time of recording, you're starting tomorrow, and then I'm 2 days. So
Yep.
we're getting to that point.
So yeah, it'll be another school year upon us, which will be we'll see how that goes. But before without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So we'll be current at the beginning. Awards. We have MVP, Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, and AL Manager of the Year. We'll go in that order. MVP. What is your top three looking like?
Number one. What do you think? Should we go 3-1 or 1 to go down?
We can go 3-1. We all know
Okay.
who's at number one, but
So at the bronze, I have Juan Soto,
okay.
and then Bobby Witt, second place, and then of course Aaron Judge, unfortunately, first.
I had that list. I had one different spot.
Oh,
It was at number 3.
who did you put?
I feel like you know it's coming.
Did you put Gunnar?
I did. I put Gunnar Henderson.
Okay.
You could put Juan Soto there, and that makes sense. But I think Gunnar, just if you're trying to rationalize it, he has a better ability to accumulate WAR, which is a big thing in voting for awards and all that stuff. And he's on a good team as well. I mean, and we know Soto is, but the fact that Gunner's just playing shortstop day in and day out, and I think Gunnar could heat up in the month of September right into the playoffs, so he could have a really strong last push here in the home stretch. So I think Henderson could ultimately wind up on the podium.
I mean,
Yeah.
probably number 4. He's right there,
4.
no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a 3A, 3B, Soto, for being honest.
I just think he brings more offensively.
So you think the bat alone of Soto outweighs like the total package?
Yeah, I just think what he does played is Gunnar. He's not as good.
Okay, and then Bobby Witt number 2. That makes sense. Bobby Witt's pretty insane. He'd be a runaway MVP if it wasn't for Aaron Judge number 1. So that makes total sense there. I don't think we have any issues. 1 and 2 now.
No, it's 2 kind of obvious picks.
Yeah, I mean it's those top 2 players in the American League right now, without a doubt. And now we'll move on to Cy Young. Do you want to get it started again at Cy Young?
Sure. I got Logan Gilbert at 3, Cole
Oh,
Reagans at 2, and Tariq Skubal at 1.
oh, wow. Okay, so we have a lot more different here.
I
And
went a little, I went a little crazy.
so yeah, that we still have the same number one. Scooble, I think, is a runaway at this point, unfortunately, for my fandom sake. But Tariq Skubal has just been phenomenal for a Tigers team. And he won 15 games as well for a team that's under 500. And number 3, I had Framber Valdez. He has looked really sharp as of late, and he's catapulted himself, I feel like, into the Cy Young conversation. And then Corbin Burns was my 2. I think it's just, I think kind of the Skubal and Burns 1 and 2 is kind of the safe pick.
I just think that the outside of Skubal pitching the AL is not as strong as it always is. You kind of get guys like this, who maybe have a shot.
Yeah, I mean, what was yeah, I didn't think about Gilbert. That's a good pick. What was the pick behind Reagan's? I want to. What was your thought on that?
I saw the strikeouts. You think he was number 4 or something like that. He was good strikeout pitcher. Yeah, he was good. I just think he's on a good team. I don't know. It's probably a good pick.
Cole Reagan's is a good pitcher. And then obviously you pick Gilbert. Gilbert is he's part of this insane rotation that unfortunately can't get any help at the plate. But is it safe to call it the best rotation in baseball that Logan Gilbert's in?
It's definitely up there. You could say it absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just think about it top to bottom. It's like it's hard to beat it. Move on to rookie of the year. I'll get it started. So number 3, I had Luis Gil. I know he's hurt, but he kind of just felt like the best candidate. And then at number 2, I had Willie Abreu of the Boston Red Sox and Luis Gil of the Yankees. Abreu's been solid, I think. He's just been a really good contributor. And then at number 1, I had Colton Cowser of the Baltimore Orioles. I think the counting numbers for Cowser may not look as shiny, but the fact that he's playing close every day and he's playing center, I think, it is what really can catapult him into his award race. And that's kind of what I have on Cowser. Just he's more. You just look at the body of work. He's more of an everyday presence.
Wow. So, yeah, my number 1 guy is not actually on your list.
Oh, okay.
I went with Willie Abreu, number 3.
Oh, okay.
Colton Cowser, number 2. And then I had Mason Miller, my first.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mason Miller's a good pick. I mean, he's a great closer. So, was that kind of your thought?
Yeah, I think he's just dominant. All-star. He was one of the only bright spots in the A's. I think he's done a good job.
That's a creative pick. I mean, he's been hurt, but then again, Luis Gil's been hurt as well. So kind of subjective, but I think Luis Gil it's more valuable that he's been a starter rather than Miller who's been a closer. So that was kind of my thought there.
Okay.
Abreu, what have you seen out of Abreu being a Red Sox fan? You've kind of had a lot of chances to probably watch him day in and day out. Have you been impressed?
I've been pretty impressed. I think he's a good hitter. And I didn't started seeing I didn't know who he was, and all of a sudden, guys playing great. And I think he's part of the future. If we get these prospects up, I don't know. We got a lot of young talent. I think feels like every year we always have a guy in rookie conversation. So he's a good player though.
Well, Abreu is certainly a good player, and the fact that they got him for Christian Vasquez is pretty remarkable. In that,
Yeah.
with the Astros, they got him 22 deadline. I want to say.
I think it was maybe something.
Kind of feels like a steal though.
I think it was last year.
Well, no, because Vasquez was on the World Series winning team, which was 22.
You're right.
Yeah, it's looking like a steal right now. So, Now we'll move on to the manager of the year. This is not a player award, but we do have still a pretty prominent award. Number 3, I had Joe Espada of the Astros. Number 2, I had Brandon Hyde, and then at number 1, I had Stephen Vogt. I don't know. Didn't feel like the manager of the year race was that great this year. Joe Espada, can appreciate that the Astros stuck with him. He's done, I think, a pretty solid job in his first year as managing this ball club after Dusty Baker, I believe, retired. Hyde at number 2. I mean, Hyde's just a really good manager, I think, most of the time. He's a manager for his players, and just seeing how he operates day in and day out, he's just really good at what he does, and a lot of the time he's pushing the right buttons. And then Stephen Vogt, I mean, it's pretty hard to follow a guy like Terry Francona, who's managing the Cleveland Guardians, but Stephen Vogt has done a fantastic job just keeping the vibes really good and getting the most out of his guys and leading this Guardians, who are in first place right now. So I think a lot of that can be, put on Stephen Vogt and what he's done for Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, for me, we're pretty similar. I had Stephen
Okay.
Vogt at number 1 too.
Okay.
And Brandon Hyde number 2. Or no, I mean Steve Vogt number 1. I mean, sorry. And then Brandon Hyde number 2, and then Aaron Boone number 3.
You're okay. Wow, that's surprising.
I feel like he gets a lot of hate, but he's in first place right now, so I don't know what he can say.
Boone's not that great of a manager, though.
First place is first place, though.
Is that more so in the talent, like the fact that he has Judd and Soto?
I feel like that's every team.
I mean, Boone's
I
like,
feel like there's a reason you got to give him some credit for being number 1. Just what I feel like.
he's done a good job this year. I'm probably just looking at the bigger picture, and he really hasn't been that great over his managerial career, I don't think.
And that's why it's called Manager of the Year.
That is why it's called. I mean, I think the comforting part is that he's not going to win it. So,
No.
it would take a lot for Boone to win it, but yeah, I mean, I guess he's done a pretty good job this year, if you really think about it. So those are the awards. Now move on to best throwback jersey for each team. Do you just want to alternate and whoever
why don't you
starts?
start us off? Yeah.
Okay, so I went by division for all these lists. So for the Orioles, I went with the kind of those throwback orange jerseys, like 70s. I'm thinking like the 60s, 70s era. It has like the older Oriole cursive, and it's the all orange uniform. I think those are really nice. I own that. I have a Cal Ripken Jr. jersey for that, so I think those look great, and I think the Orioles have some really good throwback stuff.
Yeah, so I went for a similar one. I went with kind of the same style, just white. I think that's the 79 to 1988 home jersey.
So it's like the
That's
classic home.
Yeah, that's what went there. I do think it's a clean jersey. I kind of like white jerseys a lot. It's kind of my over in the
That's
bright
fair.
color side. That's what
Yeah.
I went for. And then I'll go to the Red Sox.
Okay.
And they don't really mix it up a lot because we are a very historic franchise. So, but I picked the 1972 and the 1978 home jersey. It's kind of the all white one with like a navy blue and red line around the neck. And then the alternate hat, the hat that I have, that's got the red top, the navy blue brim, and the
Oh yeah.
red hat,
I know what you're talking about.
and the stirrups, of course.
Got out the stirrups. You a stirrups guy? Do you wear stirrups or no?
No, but they look cool.
They look cool. Yeah. For the Red Sox, I just said like the home white and with the piping, and it says Red Sox across front in red. I think it's a classic look. Red Sox haven't really changed it, I feel like. Like you said in your intro, it's a very historic franchise, so there's not a whole lot to really do there. It's just you can kind of roll with the same look because they've been around for so long and they really have become iconic. So I just rolled with the classic home white because you see it most places. Now that move on to the Blue Jays. I did not pick a baby blue for the Blue Jays. I went, although they do have nice baby blues now. I went with the black jersey, 2004 to 2008. I think that looks really cool. It looks really sleek. The logo is nice as well. I believe it's the J with the blue J peeking out. I know it's not the maple leaf. Obviously, the maple leaf, is better. But I think if you're looking at the whole picture, I personally really liked the black, the black look for the Blue Jays.
So I did go with the baby blue one. I went with the road jersey just in 1977. I like the way it looks. I mean, baby blues, they do it perfectly. Like the logo with the bird on the front looks really good, and you got even the numbers. I always liked how the Blue Jays have done their numbers with like the two lines. I just think that looks a lot better than just plain solid lines. So I like that part. I think the hat's nice though. They got stirrups too. They got the pants are nice. I think just Blade Blue really works for this. And it always works really. So that's what I went. But those black ones are also. I was looking at those. They look pretty nice.
Yeah, you are right. I like the two stripe in the number. That's a good look.
Okay, so then I'll go. Yeah, I'll go to the Yankees. But I just
Okay.
went with the home one too.
Yeah.
That's just kind of the classic look.
Nothing much to add. I mean, just went with the home jersey. The pinstripes are literally iconic. It's one of the most iconic logos in sports. So you can't really mess with success there. And then we'll round out the AL East with the Tampa Bay Rays. I went black again. I went back when they were the Devil Rays, 1998 to 2000. It had a nice, neon looking jersey. The Devil Rays had some really cool stuff back when they were called the Devil Rays, and I know that they have a throwback jersey now that they have in their lineup that looks cool, but I thought having that look on the black was, again, similar to the Blue Jays, very sleek looking, and Devil Rays had some good stuff.
Yeah, I think definitely the franchise peaked jersey wise and look back then. I also went the same one from 1980 to 2000. You kind of said there it's a sleek look. The black looks good. I like the kind of the gradient and the name Devil Rays. I think it's a really clean look. You don't see really any teams do that. So I think it's just kind of unique. Just do that like right out the gate. They're just first rate, and they just came out with this thing. It's just kind of a baller move. I don't know. It's a good jersey. They hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now I'll go on to the Tigers, and there's not a lot of options here. Another kind of historic franchise. They don't really mix it up a lot. But the one I saw was the alternate from 1995. One year they just decided they do something different, and they it's not bad. They got the tiger on the D. I think that looks phenomenal to actually get the tiger on there. They've never done that before. So that is the hat's also good. Get a little orange in there. I like the use of the orange. They got to use the orange more. Can't keep it basic, and just keep that all navy blue jersey. I think it looks really clean.
So for the Tigers, I did not go with the blue, the navy blue. I just went with the standard home. Again, it's definitely boring, but it's another iconic logo, and it's just very, very, very classy. So it's just a standard. It's just the standard overall look for the Tigers, and it's really what you think of when you think of the Tigers. So, just decided to go boring and go with the home. They didn't have a whole lot of options, like you said. Uh, next up, I'll go to the Guardians. This is an interesting one because the Guardians did have not existed for a very long time. Um, but obviously they were the Indians. I did pick an Indians jersey. I picked the 1989 to 1993 home jersey. I love Major League as a movie, so that was my ode right there. I like the racing stripe going down the shoulder. I did decide to go the Indians route for this one. Shout out the Indians. May they rest in peace.
And for me, I also picked the Indians jersey. I went with the 2002 alternate jersey. I I really like jerseys that kind of have the different colored sleeves. I think those look really good. So I went with that one. It's got Chief Wahoo on there. Just a clean looking jersey, in my opinion.
Fair.
Even though they cannot wear it anymore.
Yeah, it is sad.
But hopefully they come out with some good ones so that maybe down the line we can have some alternate Guardian jerseys.
They take all the old Indians jerseys and they just put Guardians rather than Indians.
Yeah, just like you take the one and just put the G on it.
Yeah.
The boring looking G. That's great.
Mhm.
I'll move on to the Royals. I went with the 2002 to 2005 alternate jersey. It's a black jersey. It's kind of a normal jersey, just it's a blackout. And I think it looks sick. It's got the black hat and the blue rim and blue letters, blue numbers. I think it's a really clean looking jersey. People go baby blue. And those don't lie, those are good. But I just think these look really cool.
So yeah, for the Royals, while the black one does look really good, I did go with the baby blue. I think the Royals baby blue is probably one of the best in the game, both all time and current. So it's hard not to pick baby blue for the Royals. That's kind of what I think of when I think of Kansas City Royals baseball. You think of George Brett rocking a powder blue jersey. Um, I feel like we're like we have similar thoughts for the Blue Jays and the Royals, just like reversed.
Yeah, we went opposites on it.
Yeah, like you went classy with the powder blue, and then I went clean with the Rays, or for the Blue Jays, and then, or yeah, you get it. But yeah, I feel like the powder blue can't really beat it for the Royals. Now for the Twins, I was not impressed looking through the Twins jersey history. I think it definitely could have been better, but for the Twins, I went with the 1961 1971 home jerseys. Those. It's just like another standard look. I think it looked solid. They've had some good ones in the recent past. There was a nice powder blue one that I liked before they revamped their jersey lineup. But yeah, I just stuck with a pretty standard home jersey. The Twins, while I was kind of disappointed, also had some nice looking jerseys at the same time.
Yeah, I went with the Road 1973 to what the hold on. Yeah, the 1973 to 1986. They are those the powder blue ones, the old ones. I think they look really clean. They are, I did like those powder blue ones that they brought back recently. So I had to kind of do something like that. So I went with the powder blue ones back in the 80s. I think they look really clean. Curry Puckett jersey.
Yeah.
Just a good looking one. So next I'll go to the final team in the division, the White Sox. It was a tough one. I think the shorts jerseys are right there. I really wanted to pick them. Really good option, but no, I went with of course, the classic jersey. The 1982-1986 home jersey. The one with the blue line across it says Sox. I know they brought it back multiple times. It's just I think it's one of the better ones. I think that the White Sox really know how to do jerseys. The clean pinstripes look is always good, and I think this one especially what they tried to do, they really hit it here. I always love them to bring it back.
I can totally agree because I had that exact same jersey. I think the White Sox had some great jerseys in the 80s. You had a little bit of red in there, but you still had the navy blue and white or the black and white, depending on how you see it look. For the most part, it just looked really good. It's just watching it back. You watch clips, it's nice. It looks just really good and strong. I'd have to disagree with you on the shorts. The uniforms of the shorts, kind of a horrible idea, but
I was
I
joking there.
okay. Well, that's good. So, those were not very successful, although they were very interesting. Um, but yeah, White Sox, 80s home jersey, I think is great. So I'll go to the Astros, and for the Astros, I went with the Tequila Sunrise jersey from the 80s. I mean, that just looks so good. I mean, this is all the shades of orange, and you have navy blue. Fantastic. You gotta love it, no matter who you are. I mean, it makes you feel nostalgic. I mean, we can't really feel nostalgic because we're not even 20 years old, but the Astros Tequila Sunrise it's so good.
Um, I might catch some heat from this, but I did not pick the Astros Tequila Sunshines.
Oh,
I don't I think it's just okay.
okay.
It's not I think it looks like someone took the jersey and they dipped it in like some paint and whatever and they took it out. I don't know. It doesn't do it for me.
Okay.
So I went with the 1989-1993 road jersey. I think it's a classic looking jersey with the orange lines on top of the shoulders and the old school Astros with the star on there. I think it's a good looking one. You know, it's okay. It's nothing special, in my opinion. But
Okay.
I'll move on to I'll go to the Angels. I went with eh, the one from 2000s. It's the home 1997 to 2001. That's one with the pinstripes, the navy blue sleeves. I think that's a classic one. I think it's one of the better ones in baseball. I know Patrick kind of hate on Angels jerseys a lot, but I think this one they did something here.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of what the Angels have right now. I like a lot of their jerseys, their older jerseys, but what they have going right now is not that great. So for this one, I went to the California Angels, and I picked the 78 to 88 home jersey. I think that those are really good as well. Like the red just feels really vibrant, and it pairs well with a hat, nice navy blue, red brim. That's just a better, simply a better era of Angels apparel and jerseys and whatnot. Um, they definitely did a good job when they were the California Angels. But shout out to Anaheim Angels, very close to picking an Anaheim Angels jersey, as well. So now move on. Um, I'll go to the Rangers next. I had the home jersey 86 to 93. Um, those are the ones where I think of like, Nolan Ryan and all his allure back when he pitched. So again, another one. It was kind of hard to choose. Like I didn't like a lot of the choices, but I felt like those were really good, and it just reminded you of some good times. So that was the direction I went.
Yeah, I went with the alternate 2004-2008 jersey. That's the one with the it's got the blue sleeves and the T on the front. I think it's just I said earlier I like the ones with the different colored sleeves. I think those always look good. I did think about those home jerseys. They are some good looking ones, but I had to go with this one. I think the Rangers overall, I think keep it pretty basic. They don't really change that often. They just kind of change with the color of the main color. They might go red or blue. But
Yeah.
I like what they did here when they kind of mix it up. It's a good one. And then for the next one, I'll go to Seattle. I didn't go the baby blue ones. I don't know if that's controversial. I went with the home 1987, 1992. Kind of white ones. I went because I think the hat on that one, I think is super clean with with like this one with the trident, I think. I think it's just a really good looking hat. And that jersey's good looking. I think everything about it's good. It's one of the better ones. I don't have to say that a lot.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I did pick the baby blue, 81 to 84. It's just, I mean, that it's hard to beat the classic Mariners powder blue. Has the trident as the M. That's amazing on the hat. It's so good. It's kind of like the Astros Tequila Sunrise. It's so good. Everything works. Mariners kind of a younger team, so those are like their first jerseys almost. But just great stuff. The blue and the gold and like the nice powder blue. They have a variation of that jersey, I believe, today. For good reason. I mean that stuff's great. Last but not least, the Athletics. I went with the Kelly Greens from 94 to 99. That makes me think of Moneyball a little bit, which is a great movie, and those are solid. I think the Kelly Green's a pretty good look for Oakland. Sadly, they won't be Oakland pretty soon, but those are great jerseys. I mean, it's got the nice yellow. It's a really good look. It's always been a strong look for the A's. They've had the Kelly Green or dark green for a long time, and it looks really nice. I think it looks really good as a baseball jersey.
Yeah, did not go with those. I went with the home 1973, 1984 jerseys.
Mm.
Kind of got the yellow and the light green and the yellow on the sides on the sleeves. And that bright yellow used for the A on the front, I think looks really clean for the numbers too. Kind of makes it pop, and I think it's just kind of reminds me of looking at Ricky Henderson.
Yeah.
I think it's a good one. They've got some interesting colors, and I like how they do it. They no other team has the same colors they do, and I think they've done a good job.
Yeah, for sure. And that'll be it. That's our list for today. We did all the American League stuff. We get the National League stuff next week on the podcast. This was fun. We're reminiscing about some nice jerseys, a lot of great classic looking jerseys, and keeping up to date as well with the award races. So before we head out, any last thoughts?
Yeah, I'm ready for part 2. I think I know it's got a lot of good ones. I know I can already think of them.
Yeah.
I think probably I think like the NL one's a little better than the Red Sox but I know it's real nice ones.
Yeah, I could agree. I think the NL might have some more interesting ones. But that'll do it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed. Everything you need is in the description. I'll put the link to the website we both use to look at all the jerseys beforehand. So if you guys want to be able to visualize it a little bit better, feel free to check that out. I'll put the website link in the description so you can click through that and go to all the teams and look at exactly what we're describing. With that, we will see you next time.